The entry drug to Fujifilm medium format comes in under £4,000, so should you be tempted. Let's take a look at the Fujifilm GFX50S II and then have a chat about it afterwards in the comments below. In here we have a 51 megapixel 44 by 33 CMOS sensor. Lovely. Let's just cover that up again. The body has in-body stabilization, 6.5 EV correction. We've got a 3.2-inch rear touch screen with the nice 2-axis tilt. Very decent there, and it's quite a solid thing. We've got a 3.69 million dot OLED viewfinder with 0.77 times equivalent magnification on the top, and I do like this, a panel for your status in there, and you can move that around via these buttons here. So histogram is very handy. Obviously no lens, so there's nothing showing there, and it shows you all your other gubbins there. That is really very cool. The camera has pixel shift high res mode, giving up to 205 megapixel images. Now the battery is rated to 440 shots per charge, but I've been getting over 1,000 easily, and if I'm shooting film simulation bracket, which I do, you can times that by 3, and that's before the thing has even conked out on me. You do have on this side, actually, you'd have thought you'd get better video, headphone and microphone ports, and here of course the USB, HDMI and so on. Now it weighs just 900 grams with battery and the 2 cards. Did I show you the cards? There they are. Nice simple 2-card SD affair there. So yeah, it's a decent little body considering what it's packing inside. First off, as a long-time Fujifilm shooter, it's a perfect fit and feel for me with that nice fat grip, nice thumb rest at the back, easy to use setup. Now I do love that top display and the 3-way tilt screen, and while I miss having a D-pad quite a lot, everything else is pretty well positioned and easy for me to use. Well, the Q button placement, it's never going to win me over, but I didn't find it a problem on this body, interestingly enough. I definitely appreciate the IBIS, the 6.5 stops worth. The dual card slots is a great feature, though I noticed using fast cards didn't make continuous shooting a decent experience. Even at 3 frames per second, it was still, you know, getting into problems, buffering a little bit. Now I know people don't like this, but there it is. That 51 megapixel sensor works great. You get very detailed images, excellent dynamic range, but it's not particularly competitive against some full frame systems. Let's get that out of the way. Now the camera does offer just contrast detection autofocus, and it's not that bad, but don't be fooled into thinking this is going to get you very far in any fast-paced events, for example. However, the face detection works well thanks to the new processor. It's not going to keep up in a particularly hectic shoot, as we said, but you know, I tested it with the 35 to 70 that you can get this very cheap in a kit with. Also the 100 to 200, this is all over there in the corner if you've noticed, and the GF250F4, all of which will be featured on the channel very soon. Now, as for video, you can shoot 1080p 30 frames per second maximum, but I didn't like it at all, so I've decided this is just stills only for me, which is a shame. You'd have hoped for better given the rest of the camera is well set up with the ports, etc., the stabilization. But yeah, when it comes to video, it's a no for me. Back to the image quality then. For portraiture, still life, landscapes, you know, fairly slow considered work, the images, the camera can really shine. Now there's a lot of room for post-editing, but even the straight out of camera JPEGs that you're seeing, you know, not necessarily the ones you're seeing, but straight out of camera JPEGs can be superb. You can shoot clean ISO up to around 1600 and even 6400 and upwards. You know, you can get very usable images. Now, all the samples in this video, as we said, were unedited JPEG, so nothing mind-blowing. But it's worth saying, shooting raw with this is an amazing experience. But, you know, you can just grab it and go if you want to, as I did as well. Why not? It's definitely a step up from the 50R and the 50S that we looked at. Comes in at a great price for Fujifilm medium formats. It's not one to be competing or comparing with other brands and formats, to be fair. If you love the feel and the files that Fujifilm offers, this could be worth it at £3,899 brand new. Personally, this is going to sound a bit silly, but I'd rather invest an extra $1,600 to get the 100S, but yes, that's $1,600. So if you can't, this is a solid medium format still shooter with that Fujifilm goodness, sure. It's good, it's not great in some circumstances, but fair play to Fujifilm for bringing us this quality at this price point and pushing that market a bit more. It might not be for everybody, but you know, it's always good to see a camera like this at this price point, you know, and medium format get more and more competitive. I'm all for it. Is it the entry drug that we didn't ask for, but we actually needed? Well, I guess so. For some, it'll be a brilliant purchase, a great investment. They've took bits of the 50S, bits of the 100S, and they've made a nice little Frankenstein's monster camera, for want of a better phrase, at a fair price. But what do you think? Have you used it? Let us know in the comments below if you've had your hands on this and how you got on. Until then, take it easy.